Hi, this is Melanie, and I'm back with another speed build. Today I'm doing the night bus from Harry Potter. It's that weird bus that squeezes really small and goes in between London, and it's purple. And right now I'm just putting in the windows, and it actually took me a long time to figure out how to do it, but it didn't save, so I had to go back and redo it, which sucked, but it's always faster the second time. I could just whip it out instead of it taking forever. And there wasn't really room for stairs in this bus. In the real night bus, it's spiral staircases, but as you know, there's no spiral staircases. So I figured they're witches and wizards, they can just teleport. They're magical like that. So if they want to get up to the upper levels, you have to use a cheat, but I think it's fine. And then I couldn't really see exactly what the first floor looked like. I didn't know if there were beds, because the whole point of the night buses is that it's at night. And, well, I don't know. At least in the movie, they're always using it at night. But there's beds on all 3 floors, maybe. But I didn't want to do that, so I put chairs on the first floor, and then on the second and third floors, I put beds so that they could sleep if they wanted to, or sit if they wanted. And right now I'm just putting the wheels on, which are giant lights. And those lights are just so useful. And I didn't really know what clutter to put in the night bus. When I was done with it, it looked kind of empty, but I don't know, it's a bus. You wouldn't have like personal belongings from anyone laying around because it's a public area. But there is a chandelier that goes through 2 stories in the movie, and I remember it like kind of shakes when they go really fast. So I did put a chandelier, but you can't see the chandelier if you're playing with it because it's cutting through a story, but in certain shots, like when you're in build mode, you can see it. So I guess that's all right. And there I am putting the little beds in. And I want to make Stan Shumpike and Ernie to be in the little bus, or as characters so that they can be on the bus. And if they had like acne, that'd be great because Stan Shumpike has a number on his face. But maybe I'll have to get some custom content acne so that I can have a more accurate looking little Stan Shumpike. And then here I am putting in the curtains. And then I was having a hard time deciding how I was going to do the shrunken heads. That kind of talk to the little bus driver. And then I remembered that when you go into the debug mode, there's all these little like heads. I have no idea what they're for. Maybe like if a child gets mad and rips off its doll's head or something. That's the only thing I can think of. But so I just kind of like made them levitating so that they would look kind of like shrunken heads. And there's this real prissy looking one with glasses, and she gets to be the main shrunken head, I decided. And then I was just putting up the curtains, and it's hard to put up curtains in the middle of the room because they try to snap to the walls. But after a few tries, I finally got it. A little bit of privacy. And I just got the party stuff pack, which is what these curtains are from, and I really like them. Like, they look a lot more modern than a lot of the curtains in the game. Not very modern, but less drapey than some. And I like how there are lights in them. They're really jazzy looking. And that way you can like have windows in a room, but you can cover them up if you need to. Like sometimes, like when I have done theater rooms in the past, I like to have windows because on the outside it looks better, but I don't want there to be any light in there, so you can just cover them up with those curtains, and it still gives off a nice little glow. And at this point, I was just trying to decide what I could put in. And for steering wheel, I ended up putting in that really old-looking computer because it was a circle, and I decided that's a steering wheel. And the computer I put on one of the desks that you can put in like a workplace from Get to Work. And it has kind of junk on it, which I thought was appropriate. Like, I imagine Ernie wasn't the tidiest of folk. And then, including the shrunken heads, I decided to put a few other like random objects up there hanging from the ceiling. So I've got like things you can fish out of the lake. So there's a nasty fish and then like a stuffed animal. I don't know why you can fish out a stuffed animal, but I think you can. And one time I tried to see if I could use this lot, and so I put a sim up there. I teleported a sim to the second floor of the night bus. And the sim, I kept trying to teleport it back down, but it would not teleport down. Its feet just kept like curling up underneath it. It was the freakiest looking thing ever. So finally I had to build a staircase to get him down. So I don't know how well it's going to work. And then at this point I was trying to put, I don't know what they're called, but wheel wells. I don't know, little things that go over the wheels to make it look more bus-like. But it wasn't working. I tried using these little incense things, enlarging them, but they have a little stick coming out, which, I don't know, it always looked really weird to me, so I ended up just getting rid of them. It didn't look good enough to justify having weird random things sticking out, so they go here in a minute. And I was really trying to figure out how I was going to do the front of the bus, how it kind of goes back and there's a window. And then I found those little, from the luxury party pack, those glow-in-the-dark tables, which actually worked out pretty good. It's not the exact same color of purple, but it looks better than my other options, which was like random coffee table. And this doesn't look like super bus-like. Like, there's a bunch of details I didn't get in because I didn't really know how to. Like, I try to put in a grill, but there's not a lot of other detail. But I think it's fine. Like, if you just see it from far away, you can tell kind of what it's trying to be, hopefully. Since I've built the bus, I've also built number 12 Grimwald Place, and then 2 apartments beside it because it's in between 2 older apartments. And then I've started number 4 Privet Drive. And then this lot is huge. It's the really big one in Windenburg that's on the island. So I'll have more room after I do all of those. So I think I'm going to do the Burrow, which looks really complicated and haphazard. It looks really fun. So basically I'm trying to do Harry Potter build, but there's not going to be Hogwarts. So I'm doing like all the other buildings in Harry Potter. And buses, apparently. And there's a Harry Potter stuff pack, which is really just custom content. But there's some really cool stuff in it. Like, it has all the pets, like Crookshanks and the little 3-headed dog, Fluffy. It has wands and all this cool stuff. So I think when I finish this lot and put it up on the gallery, I'm going to put in a bunch of the Harry Potter custom content and then put it up on the gallery. So you can get to it if you want. And then if you want it to be even more cool and you have the Harry Potter stuff pack, then you can have an even better Harry Potter land than you would have had before. It's kind of annoying. I've ranted about custom content before, but it's annoying sometimes that when you use custom content, it's really hard for anybody else to find. At least it's hard for me to find. I never think to look for, when I'm looking for things on the gallery, I never think to check the custom content box. I feel like some people sneak by. They get their stuff on the gallery with custom content without having to go into a special section. I don't know how they do that, but I have not figured that out. So I'm just going to do 2 different versions. And here I am just trying to find more clutter to put on the outside of the bus, just like some marquees and signs. The purple of the bus doesn't look like super realistic, but there aren't a lot of purple options. So I just went with this. And here are the screenshots. Again, it looks kind of empty, but I really like the way it turned out. I put a night in there because it's the night bus. And yeah, the next build I'll be back with, I think, should be the black residence. And that is it. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.